Up first we have the Bose, see what happens. Ooh, looks promising. But that please wait, not promising. It's gone. Ooh. It might actually work then. Good purchase for 25 quid. Thought I'd have a quick look at this, see if it does anything useful. I was told it doesn't read the discs. There's a fly in here. So yes, that is correct. So I think we should get this thing open and have a look inside and see what's happening. So turn it upside down, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws to remove. I think there should be a 5th one there, but I'm pretty sure somebody's been inside this already looking at the state of these screw heads. So let's see what we've got. Hopefully they've not ruined anything. Screws out, lid off. Well, the foam's decomposed as you'd expect. Disgusting stuff. Everything else looks okay so far. Probably seen a million of these things taken apart on YouTube by now, but here we go. So we've got the speaker connectors to do down there if I can get hold of it. There's one. There's 2. Unlike other people, I've unhooked the transformer from there. Right, see if I can get the rest of that off. So with that laid down over there, we can now get a look at inside. There's a lot of dust and crap in here. I think most of that's probably from the cables disintegrating. There's a very big chunk of it there. So I'm hoping this is just going to be a dust problem. I hope it's not a laser that's died. Well, that's certainly not going to help, is it? There's a problem. It's not going to be dust. It's going to need a new blooming pickup unless I can stick these 2 bits of cable back together. Well, I've opened it up a bit further. So I'd say it probably was just dust that was the problem. And somebody took it apart to try and sort it out and tore the cable. Which is a real shame. I suppose that's why it was only 25 quid. So most of these on eBay are going for about 40 quid, or more in some cases. I'll see if I can get a new laser for it, or to get another unit for spares. There's a fair bit of muck in there, but I think can't really see it very well. That lens is actually clean. So I bet they cleaned it, stuck it back in, found it didn't work still. Tried to take it apart again and ripped the cable. So it's probably capacitors in that bit that caused it. Never mind. More fun later. Right, I've taken the disk drive out. I'll just keep that and take it down the shed and get it working, hopefully, or replace it. For now, it's just a radio. If you select CD, it just says disk error, because there's no drive in it. Alright, made it into the shed. Gonna have a go at sorting this out. First of all, I put a bit of IPA on that label so I can hopefully lift that off. Not too much damage. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scratch back the coating on the ribbon cable, find some sort of tape to stick it together with, and put some wires across the brakes. Might need the microscope for this. That's all the protective stuff scraped off that bit. Let's see if we can do it the same on the other side and get some solder to stick to it. I've just taken the actual pickup unit out of the main drive. And now I just want to protect that lens with something because I'm going to be working with this face down. So I've got a bit of this backing paper off of a bit of carbon fibre effect vinyl stuff. There you go, there's some. I'm just going to put a piece over there and tape it on. That way I don't have tape stuck directly to the lens, but it should just keep all the crap off of it. to stop me from scratching it. That should do the trick. I'm going to flip that over and start work. I might want to put a bit of something over that as well to stop any crap getting in that hole. Yeah, should be doable. Let's see. Here's a view down the microscope. That's what we've got to work with. A couple of solder bridges I need to get rid of there. One of them actually worked quite well, the bigger one. That's covering the ESD protection for the pickup, even though that's probably long gone out the window by now. But we'll see. That's the bench setup. There you go, hopefully you can see what I'm doing there with bits of wire. Already done the 2 tracks in the middle, and one at the end. You can still see the bit of wire hanging off. Don't think we'll win any awards for the best soldering job in the world, but it'll do for a test. I just need to find some captain tape or something to stick on the back of it to hold it together. There we go, it's back in. Put a bit of black tape on the back of that just for now. It'll do until I can get some captain tape. So, we'll reinstall this in the rest of the machine and see how we go. Right, here goes nothing, I've got it powered up. Just loosely reassembled with the speakers disconnected so we don't get any copyright strikes. And here goes nothing. I think I plugged everything in right. That sounded interesting. Well, it's working better than it was. It's not happy, but it's working. I wonder what that sounds like. That'll be them capacitors that's toast. The usual fault. Right, let's plug the speakers in and see what it sounds like. Alright, speakers are in. I've left the remote at the house, so I can't use any of the buttons on it. Oh, yep. There's life in there. Right, capacitor changing session, I think. That'll have to wait for a while though. Till I can be bothered to do it more like. Well, it's a start. Well, there's a sneaky trick. You take all this off and you run a hot air gun over the board that's got all the capacitors on and the CD player plugged into it. Get it nice and warm, and that's playing. So it's definitely capacitors. The laser's fine. See? So since it was working so well, I've took it apart again. Ooh, washed out a bit. Right, so I've taken this little PCB out, and there's a lot of these little surface mount caps. And it's these that cause all the trouble. There's many videos on good old YouTube showing lots of people changing these capacitors and getting their machines miraculously working again. So, same as them, I'm going to do that as well. Somebody's up to no good, ain't you? Oi! Come on, you back. So here's the board with the lid off. I've already started replacing capacitors. Well, done that one. There's the original. I am desoldering them properly, not ripping them off. The old one has an ESR of 12 ohms according to my fancy Chinese tester. So yeah, that wasn't very good. I'll see how many more I've got in my junk box. Hopefully enough to finish the job properly. If not, I'll have to go shopping. That's all the ones under the can replaced. I even replaced one with one of these funny tantalum things, if that's how you say it, just because I've got some spares. And I didn't have any electrolytics in that size. So now it's just these ones left to do. There we go. Finished, finally. You can see the dead ones in the background just here. There's a lot of capacitors. They all tested bad. Now there's one left, just here, which I haven't got a replacement for. And you also notice I've used a few of those, which may or may not be rubbish. We'll find out. So we'll get the board in, make sure it still fits with these capacitors hanging over the edge, and see if it still works. That was close. That one was right up against the side of that mounting for the CD drive. That one standing up might be a problem. That one wasn't a problem though, so I'm happy with that. I'll try the drive in there and see if it fits. There's just enough room for it. How do I say just enough? I mean only just. There's like millimetres left. Never mind, good enough. It's not going to get in the way of anything. If you ever have to repair one of these, always make sure when you've got to lift this up, lift it up like that, not straight up, and get in there with your other hand and unplug that laser wire. Because if you don't, you're going to end up in the same position as that one, in two pieces, and you don't want that. Right, let's get that plugged in. Well, that's a good start. Where's my CD gone? It doesn't sound very happy. Oh no, why? Oh, I know why. I forgot to undo the ESD blob on the laser. Give me a minute. Was I right? Of course I was. Here it is. Let me just get rid of that. There we go, that's better. Hopefully it's going to work now. Right, round two. Yay! I haven't got my remote to stop it, never mind. Well, I think that worked. I'll have to leave it to cool down, and then we can decide whether those capacitors are going to be any good or not. Alright, it's been off for 24 hours. What do you think? What's the chances it's going to still work? Let's give it a bit of insomnium. Sorry about the heater noise. Well, that's a good start. It played straight away. Can't hear much. Oh yeah, there it goes. Good stuff. So, now that's all working, I think I just need to get that ribbon cable sorted out properly, and then it's good to go. I might change those capacitors as well, the ones that I put the little yellow ones in, but yeah, it seems happy enough. Alright, Captain Tape has arrived. I've stuck a bit on the cable, a bit over the top, and you can have a look underneath without ripping it off. Yeah, there's a little bit along the break on the back as well, so I think that should suffice as a good repair. Now we've just got to make sure it still works. Here we go. Yep, no trouble at all there. I'll keep the volume down so I don't get copyright on this. But, yeah, seems happy enough. Oh, I did a quick little shot of the ribbon cable underneath the disk drive whilst it was powered up. So I'll just put that in there now. You can see it's got plenty of space to move around. It doesn't seem to flex the part where the brake is, so I think that repair should last a good long time. Lid's back on, it's playing nicely. It's not in the best condition. I might respray this one. Maybe go for that maroon colour that I've seen some of these painted. I mean, there's a bit of a smudge on the top there. I think somebody's had a cable sat up against it for a long time and it's melted into it. I did clean it back with a bit of IPA, but it's not great. But yeah, it's a nice little unit. I'm sure I'll find a use for it somewhere.